podcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. I hope all of you are doing very, very well. This is Kevin Sipe for the Sqribble training tonight. Welcome, welcome. This is the last day of November. So we're ready for the next month, Christmas time. Woohoo! Hope everybody's doing great. Of course, we're going to give it a few more minutes tonight. We're going to go over a few things here, and I want to ask a few questions from the team here as we go forward. But we're actually going to jump a little bit into the collaboration software that we've been doing, or the collaboration book we've all joined into. I know Lynn's aboard. Welcome, Lynn. Welcome, everybody else. The collaboration has been truly a success. It's been wonderful. It's been really, really good that we've had all these people join together and be able to do this. It's amazing. So I'm very, very proud of you guys. Like I said, we're going to get started here in just a little bit. So sit back, have your coffee, get ready. We're raring to go. Tonight, I want to go over a few things. And what I want to do is kind of get you guys kind of taking a few steps forward. And what I mean by that is I want to show you some of the tricks that I've done to really get business going, and really kind of some of the items that you guys may want to do to get some financial how can I say it? To get some sales, basically. I'm going to show you how easy it is. I mean, I've done it over and over. And like just today, I spoke to another company and I've got another deal coming. I got another $3,400 deal that I did in the other system. I did all these other ones in Sqribble, which was great. I made 15K, pretty much around 15K in Sqribble. Now Presenter, and a lot of you know what Presenter is, of course. I just did a presentation over there, and $3,400 is coming to me, and it looks like another 3 to 5 grand with another one coming up. So it shows you that it can be done. And all I do is put my mind to it and kind of take a step forward and just keep going. It's kind of funny. When I get started on something, when I first start out, it's horrible. It's horrible. Whatever I do is literally terrible when I first start out. There's no rhyme or reason. All I do is take it and start going. And then it's amazing how things start building. Your mind needs a starting point, and as you kind of run toward the finish line, it could be a short finish line or a long one. You start developing, you start bringing the images in, you start bringing the content in, you start looking at the company that you're working with, if it's a company, or the story that you're doing. And you want to keep wrapping it up and keep throwing different ideas. Like every day when I speak to people and I speak to other business associates or someone talking to me about business, I pick up things. I pick up bullet points they may say, or like just today, someone said, did you know this is like this and this can be this? And I thought, that's good. And I was driving and I said, I have to write this down, but I couldn't write it down because I'm driving. And sure enough, when I got home, I forgot him. And then it took a little bit. Then I remembered what the person had said, but they were great. They were great points. And it really is something else when you find something that really appeals to you and kind of drives you ahead. It can be one word, or it can be a visual. It can be an image or a picture or anything, like that. It is truly amazing. And that's some of the stuff I'm going to get in tonight as you're doing Sqribble, and as you start going forward with what you're doing, what projects you guys are doing. And I do want to ask you guys a few questions when we do get started. We're getting more people coming in, so we're going to give it just a few more minutes here. But we do want you guys, the number one thing here is you bought Sqribble not for the practice. You're not here for the practice. You really are not here just to hang out and fool around. You want to make some money. And after training for so many years, I've actually been training now, you guys, I have to admit this, at least 20 years. And I've learned so much from everybody. Not just me teaching you, but I've learned, we all go back and forth. It's an equal team going forward here. It's just what we all do with what we learn and go forward. And what I've really learned lately, I've learned this a long time ago, but just lately within the Sqribble training session for the past year, just, in 2022, is how successful we all can be if we work together. And I know that sounds, yeah, but I'm really getting some great ideas here on what we can do and what we should be doing as we go forward. Because the collaboration ebook that we did, where in the hell could 20 plus people get together and collaborate and write a book together? That doesn't happen. It truly doesn't happen. In all my years, I've had thousands and thousands of people on webinars and trainings and all sorts of things, flown around the country and, been at this event and that event, through the past. But what's really amazing with what we've done is we brought together a team of people that actually work together. And what's kind of cool about it is these people are all from parts of the world that, many of us have never been to. I mean, here I am in Florida, the United States, and we've got people in Texas and California and Alaska, and we've got Ireland, and we've got, I think Africa, and we have every place. We have UK, we have places all around the world. And for us to get together and work, in a collaboration is truly amazing. So that's given me some great ideas on what people like myself as trainers need to do to help guide you to bring profits to your family. It's all about bringing money to the family. So, the ideas are running, and I know what I can do, and I know I can put something together here that's going to work that's going to work very, very well. And I want to go through that here in the near future. But tonight, I do want to ask you guys a few questions, real quick. If you guys can just shout out back to me, how many pieces of software or programs have you guys purchased this year? If you guys can just give me a number, please, because there's a method to this madness. So if you guys can give me an idea, just if it's 1, if it's 2, if it's 4, just give me an idea. Kind of shoot it at me and just tell me how many you guys have actually purchased. So think about it for a second and let me know how many pieces of software, like Sqribble and of course Presenter, or some of the other businesses that you guys have basically, purchased. So just let me know, please. Give me okay, there we go. Ooh, that's a big number. So come on, let's be attentive. I know you guys are a little sleepy and it's dinner time or it's nighttime. I know that for a fact. We're getting more responses. Okay, hang on a second. I've got to pull this. I've got to pull this up a little bit. And I'm going to pull this down. I'm not seeing. Oh, here we go. I was missing all the questions. Oh, my God. What? Oh, man. Man, oh, man. We've got 4. We got 2. We got 3. We've got 10. We got 8. We got 6. We got 5. We got 6 again. We got 8. And the winner is, we have a person here who bought 30 plus. Now, that is amazing. I really appreciate this. And, real quick, good evening, Yvonne in Dublin, Ireland. Wow. It's a pleasure to have you on. I know it's past midnight there. So I always have to say hello to Yvonne. She's so far away. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that this week with the webinars that Adil has put on. That is wonderful. You guys are saying it was great. That is wonderful. Okay, so the answer to my question is, you guys all have bought pretty much software. Pretty much all of you. There's a few that didn't give me any answers, but a lot of you did. And there's a lot. You guys are mainly going, I would say 4 or more. Amazing. Amazing. Now, let me ask you another question here real quick. Have you guys been able to generate income from any of these courses yet? And be honest. If you have, great. If you haven't, that's fine too. Just give me an idea if you guys have been able to generate any money from any of your. Okay, cool. Oh, we're getting some numbers. Somebody just earned $10,000. Very cool. That's really great. Okay, some haven't earned any money yet, but you're working on it. I know that. All right. Oh, cool. Couple hundred. Okay, cool. Fantastic. Even if you haven't made a dime, that's okay. That's totally, totally fine, because when you buy a course, it truly is a learning process for you, and it really does help you out. I mean, there's no doubt. I bought more courses than I made money on, that's for sure. That is definitely for sure. Wow, keep coming in. So good, good. Like I said, we had one person that made 10K. That's great. Okay, we have 3K. Wonderful, wonderful. Good job, you guys. Very, very cool. Can I ask you guys a question? Another question here. That's really good. Okay, people are still saying, I'm talking about if it's whatever you've bought, if it was software or courses, whatever you've done, if you've made money with the software you purchased or the course. Wonderful, wonderful, you guys. Okay, cool. You guys gave me a lot of answers here. I do appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. We got a lot of new people on the call tonight. And one thing I do have to tell you, Sqribble works. I know software. I know software backwards and forward. If anybody's going to dig into it, it will be me, because I used to build software. I used to have a team of programmers, and we built software into the middle of the night for years and years. And we built a lot of code. We wrote a lot of code and built a lot of software, and it was a lot of fun. So the main thing that I'm trying to get out of you guys is just seeing where your pulse is at. And I'm starting to understand it, and it's really cool. So by digging in, can I ask you guys this? Has there been any software better than Sqribble or, say, Presenter or any of Adil's software? Has there been, and let's be honest, this is an open book. Has there been any software that's been better than Adil's software out there? And be honest, if there's something that really blew your mind, let me know. Okay, we're getting a lot of, okay, you guys are covering up here. I know you are. And I am talking software. So if you guys bought a lot of, oh yeah, that is good. Now that's a whole nother game. And that's something that's amazing that you said that. One of our people said Canva Pro. Canva Pro is a great, I have it, and it is a great program for images and different things you can do. It is one of those that I highly recommend. It is great. Okay. Keep coming. Come on, baby, because there's a method to this. I'm going to come back to you guys and kind of tell you something here. I'm going to put Adil on a pedestal because I want to hear from you. So don't be shy. Come on. Okay. Was that a good one? Design Beast. I don't know. I've never heard of that one, but I don't know. I can't personally recommend that or anything. Okay. What I'm going to say here is now I've used a lot of software. I've used a lot of, and there's a lot of good, and I always recommend Snagit. TechSmith is the company who designs it, and they make a lot of like Camtasia and Snagit and so on and so forth. I don't make any money from the company, but I've used it for years, and the new versions are solid. They're wonderful, and I say solid. And the reason I say solid is they work. They don't really break down, and you can't have something freeze up on you and break. And if it's not saving, and if there's no customer service, then get the heck out of here. I want my money back and let's go. But that's not the case. I've been working with other software this week, and I was actually working in Sqribble and Presenter. And as I was working in it, and I'm building a huge presentation, courses, things like that. And I've been working on it for several weeks now. And what I've noticed is when I got into the programs that Adil has made, and then I jumped into other programs like, say, Wix. Wix is one of the best web builders out there, and I'm going to tell you straight up, it truly is. Now, a lot of you use WordPress. WordPress is great. It has more add-ons than God. It has. You can do anything with WordPress, but let me tell you something with WordPress. If you're heavy duty into WordPress, the problem with WordPress is it's 18 years old, and sometimes the updates don't get to you fast enough when you have an old app or something on WordPress. Is it great? Yes, it is. Is it difficult? Yes, it is. Is it difficult for everybody? No, because people that have used it for years and years swear by it. So you know what? I'm going to go with that. But when you use something like Wix, which has a members area, and it has, you can do a lot of good stuff. It is wonderful. And they have a drop and drag, and they do all this other stuff, and it's pretty good. Now, I was working side by side with Wix, and I was using Adil's software presenter and Sqribble. And the one thing that I notice about the software, trying to match them back and forth, is yes, Wix is cool. Wix has got some great add-ons and all that stuff. Presenter has way more items within it. So does Sqribble. You can do so much more in the imaging content. You can do more in some of the video and the audios. Like Presenter just hands down, that is, get out of my way. I'm going to run you over, truly. Now, Sqribble is my favorite. Presenter's coming on a strong second, and I believe eventually Presenter's actually going to be my go-to because it just came out this year, and I got to be honest with you, it blows everything out of the water. Now, I'm comparing this to some big company like Wix, which is a billion-dollar company, and then we got Presenter from Adil, which is a beautiful piece of software. In my opinion, Adil is way ahead of his time. Way, way ahead of his time. Now, I don't want to give the guy much more ego because he has more than all of us can put in our bodies, but that's why Adil is so good. His mojo is working 24/7. The guy doesn't stop. He sends out more emails. He's training here, he's training there, and he's very good. And if you don't have an ego, you're not going to be able to cut it. You're going to fall short. And I'm going to say this straight up to all of you here. If you guys are looking to make something happen, you have to take your personality and push it out. Don't look who you are now. Create a new you. Start being more vivid. Start being more, you really got to make yourself iconic and unforgettable when you start doing things, and do it from the heart. Don't do it because I told you to do it. Start just, if you're passionate about something, bring that passion out when you're building your software, you're building your presentation, and do it. So getting back, I'm building systems, and I'm using Wix, and I'm using Presenter and Sqribble and all this stuff. It blew me away how much stuff is actually put into the databases of what Adil has made. And I want you guys to go with this. If you guys are not marketing this and making money as an affiliate, you've got to, because this software is unheard of. I just bought another piece of software away from Adil, and I thought it would do such a great job, and it looked good and all that stuff. It was crap. It was crap. And I don't want to say much more, but it was a piece of software that looked good on paper, but when you actually took it in, you started using it, nothing worked. You couldn't save stuff. You couldn't do this. You couldn't do that. Now, when I'm working with Adil's stuff, and I'm telling you this for a reason, when you start doing presentations and you're bringing in all the audios and all the videos and all the images, most of the time, and I'm going to say this, the servers will shut down and freeze up on you. They truly, truly will. Even with companies like Snagit and TechSmith who own that, they've already came back to me and said, you're at your limit. They've already told me that because I put so many videos in. And then I go into Presenter and I put in way more videos, way more images and audios and all the good stuff there. And sure enough, I'm not getting a message from Adil saying, hey, dude, you got to stop, man. You're blowing up my server. He didn't say that to me, and hopefully he will not. So what I'm really trying to say to you guys is pick the best software and start running with it. How many of you have Presenter? Now, I want a full list here from everybody. Just say yes or no. If you have Snagit, you're on your way to the best possible. I started with Snagit. In the first 4 days, I made $2,700. This little thing right here, this little book right here, within 4 days, I had the sale, and I got my money like 3-4 days later on the $2,700. That's how I don't know what happened. I snapped. I first saw it. It was an ad. It was an email through Adil, and sure enough, I used it. I picked it up. I called one of my companies, and game over. I made $2,700, and it's all because I'm driven to make the sale because I like earning money. I don't want to cover it up and say, hey, money's not that great. Money's wonderful, but use it in a good for good. Use it for, so to support your family, help your friends, help people out, or at least try to be, a little bit formable with who you are as you're making money. I've made a lot of money through the years. I really have. Okay, somebody said they didn't have it. Okay, you got Sqribble. You are fine. I use Sqribble most of the time. I'm just really digging into Presenter lately. So you're fine if you don't have Presenter. Eventually, you do want Presenter. Presenter and Sqribble are like brother and sister, and they really like each other, and they work well together, and they're good business pals. So that's a good thing. So using Presenter, and I know Presenter, I'm probably the 7th best trainer in Presenter in the world, and the other ones are the 5 programmers and a deal. Those are the other 6, and I bet I'm number 7. So I'm the 7th best in the world. I use it a lot. I do a lot of things with it, and I truly, truly love it. And nobody can tell me any different. I've used so much software, and I truly love it. Now, when we're using Sqribble, this is what I want you guys to say. Utilize the flip book inside the system right here. And you guys got all the beautiful templates. You can't find these templates anywhere else. Now, the editor within Sqribble is unparalleled. It works well. Everything is solid. You don't have any errors. This is what I love about Sqribble. I use Sqribble when I need a PDF, and if I need something that I need quick, and I can get it out there, and I can do a quick, demo on it and do all that. And listen to this. As you do your PDFs, you guys don't know this, your videos can show up. It's a clickable link, but the videos you can do a link that will pull up the video, which is really, really cool. Now, in the next phase and different things, the flip book is one of the cool things that Presenter has. I use that a lot. And there's a lot of different things that you guys may not know how to use, but you guys need to get into Sqribble and just start doing it. Now, for the new people, if you guys are wanting to get into the collaboration ebook that we're doing on the Ghost Story, you're gonna email Sqribble Book Team, Sqribble Book Team to gmail.com. Hang on a second. I'm gonna send this to you guys, and if you guys want to be part of it, Sqribble Book Team at gmail.com. I think I got this right. Tell me that you guys got this. I hope everybody got that. And you guys want to be part of it. We have over 20 plus people using it. And that's amazing to get even 20 to collaborate. And we have over 200 pages in the book. So it shows me that it works, and it works all too well. And what I'm really starting to see here is there's nothing better than live training and live collaboration. That works. And now I'm going to do a twist and a turn, and I'm going to bring something back to you guys that's going to blow you out of the water. And we're going to all be able to collaborate a little bit more hands-on. And I know we're from all different parts of the world, which means we all can't be together at the same time. And I'm amazed that a lot of you show up to the meetings. I truly am. And it's, I love you guys for doing it, truly. I mean, it just shows me that you guys are really, really dedicated. But the next focus that you guys should be working on is making cashola, making the money. And I think we got to dig into that a little deeper with each one of you, because a lot of you are doing it, and a lot of you are, wanting. You guys bought the Sqribble system, of course, to get in there and make some cash. Now, since I started, I did make another $1,000 book. I made the 2700 was my first one. I did a $10,000 book that I actually sold just on formulas, on color formulas that I did with a business. Now I have another $3,400 book that is coming out. That it's a done deal. I've got that sale going. I've got another $3,000 to $5,000 how-to book that's going to be coming out right away. So it shows you it more than can be done. And the reason I can do it so quickly is because Adil put the damn tools in here that I don't have to run around and use 50 tools. When I first started 15 years, 20 years ago, we had to write everything because there was nothing out there like this. There was nothing. And this software, I've always said it, it's 1,000 times better than anything we ever wrote. We didn't have drop and drag. We didn't have a lot of the tools. We had WYSIWYG editors, which Adil has in these systems, but then he goes beyond to the advanced editors and all the different stuff. And now he can hold all your videos, and he can hold all your images and all the text and the fonts and the different things like that, which really gives us a leg up. So if you guys aren't understanding what you have here with Sqribble, you need to understand right away, you couldn't put this together unless you spent a lot of money and built a program like Sqribble. And you couldn't get the tools to make it work. No one wants to use Microsoft and some of those other tools that just suck. Even when I use Wix, which I love Wix, I keep saying it because it's a good web builder. And there's something that you guys have to understand with Wix is that with Wix, you can build your site completely out and not pay for it. You can completely build it. I did it for 3-4 months, didn't pay a dime. And then at the 4th month, I said, you know what, Kev, it's time to launch this. And then I paid them. I think it was $23 a month. Or you can pay them like a yearly 50% off. They always send you emails, they go that route. And that's what I loved about Wix. But then I used Sqribble and Presenter to build my platforms and the looks and the feels and add the different content, because Sqribble and Presenter are so much more beautiful. What they have put together here is way, way more beautiful than what you would find in most systems. You can't do it. You can't pull the images. The libraries of images and different things that Adil's put together is unheard of. Am I jealous? Hell yes. I wish I would have built it. But Adil did a great job. My hat's off to him. And like I said, the number one thing you guys really need to do, and I noticed this myself, and I'm going to tell you something. I was doing some courses, and I'm doing some different trainings and things like that. And I'm recording videos and I'm recording audios. And I got on a few audios and I was listening to them and getting back to them. Then all of a sudden I listened to an audio that I did a couple months back. My game was on a couple months back. And then I listened to the videos I did this week, and it was like, ho hum, yeah. So I'm going to go back and redo every darn one of them because I wasn't spirited enough and I didn't even know it. I was just doing the videos and doing the audios, and they weren't good enough, because when I look back 3 to 4 months or whatever, I was on fire and they were working really, really well. And that's what people want to hear from you. They don't want to hear some mundane person talking real low key and doing different things. And when you're writing a book, doing a presentation, a how-to, you guys, this is something I got to tell you, and this is something that's so important, and you may not understand this with Sqribble. A picture can be iconic. A domain, let's just say your name, is unforgettable. Now, many of you, and I don't know, but many people, let's not point fingers here, but many people, when they pick a domain name or a name of their book, and this is really, really important, your name is everything. Your images are everything. Your logo is everything. And I can tell you stories just really quick this year. 2 major companies, one that does $1 million a month, and the other one, I'm not quite sure, but they're huge. They make hundreds of thousands a month. I know that. I picked their names out. These companies don't know what they're doing. They truly don't. They can make $1 million a month. They don't know what in the hell they're doing, except they're making money. They know what they're doing in business. But when it comes to their web presence and what they're doing there, nada. And I know this over and over again. They know nothing. The owners are usually immune to it. They've worked so hard in their businesses. They put something together well, and they're doing great. But boy, they could do better with a web presence. And what's really weird is, I was looking for a business just the other day. I couldn't find it. I couldn't remember the name. I went online, I went through it, and I saw images, and I saw pictures of the businesses. Guess what? I found it because of the picture they had. I didn't find it because of their name. I found it because of their picture. So think about that. When you guys are doing different things out there, like your books, like you see here with mine, why do you think this one did very, very well? How I Made 2,700 Within Days. This one got some of the most views of any webinars that we have done for Adil. This one did super, super well. Does it compare to Adil? This one did. Do my other ones? Nah, Adil's the one who blows it out. But this one, for some reason, really did well. How I Made 2,700 Within Days. That worked. So the name really took people. They were looking at the monetary value and they were thinking, God, how did he do it? What am I going to do? I need to see this. And it worked. So, and the image wasn't bad either because I put a bag of cash. And the bag of cash is simply something amazing. I'm going to tell you another story. One of the companies that I work with sells plastics, and they sell 3D filament for 3D printers across the country. That's one of my skills, is that I've been 3D printing for many years, making a lot of money in that industry. I work with companies in China. I help them. I'm a rep for them from in North South America, different things like that. They call me and they say, hey, can you help this guy, blah, blah, blah. But we're the ones who help people make the filament to sell to all the 3D printers around the world or whatever. And what's really cool about that is I sold the company in China the $2,700 book because I had worked with them. Who would have thought that you could have sold a book out of the country to a company that you hardly ever talk to? All you do is text them. And that's basically what I do. I use WhatsApp and I use Skype and I text them. Rarely do I get on the phones with them, and I've talked to them, but it's difficult. It's not the easiest. I'm not real fluent in Chinese, but it did work. So, but getting back to the company in Florida, I named their company. And I got the domain and I sold the domain to the company, and they use it today and they do a lot of money. Just today, another company that I'm going to do another book for, I went through their system, and I'm going to show you guys these tricks because I went through their system and it's so easy. And I looked at it and I said, your domain sucks. Your logo is terrible. And you think, oh God, I'm going to hurt their feelings. Screw that. Shut up. You get in their face. Just remember, businesses don't know what they're doing. Bless them. I mean, God bless you guys for not knowing what you're doing. That lets me come right in. So just today, I chose their name and they accepted it. I mean, I went online, did a few searches in GoDaddy, boom, had the domain. And they came back when I spoke to them today and they said, how about this one? I said, that's way too long, convoluted. No one's going to remember that. I go, here's one. Sure enough, both of them, there was two guys and they go, love it. And they said, are you going to buy the domain? They could have had me buy the domain and I could have sold it back to them for a profit. But I said, no, guys, here it is. Just go get it. I already checked it. It's there. So sure enough, that was the second business this year that I named the company for them. Does that mean anything? Yeah, it does. Because now that company trusts me. They have more faith in me because I put them in the back seat and I'm the one driving. Think about it. They're in the back seat. I'm driving the car. And these guys are now going to allow me to do more for their company. What can I do for them? I can do so many videos and presentations on YouTube. Everything we do here, the PDFs we can throw on YouTube for training. On Presenter, it's unstoppable. We can do so much more. This is just the beginning. And I know, and this is a company that I'm actually going to do another 3 to 5K book. They already said, yeah, we'd love it. Let's do it. Let's go with it. And all this stuff. And you guys got to know, when you get really good at this, you can put something together in a few hours. It shouldn't. If you're doing something like a video and stuff like that, you could do a couple videos in a day. If you want to get elaborate, spend 2 days. That's fine. But charge some cash. I mean, let's not be timid here. People want you to do business for them. They truly, truly do. So don't be thinking that you guys, don't think that they're in the driver's seat. Just remember that the companies, like I said before, they really don't know what they're doing. Now, and I also get into this, and I'm going to teach more of this ongoing because there's so many things that I've learned through the years. Your name is everything, you guys. Please be smart with your names. I don't care if you're doing a simple little book that you're writing about the buffalo in Montana, or you're doing a vampire up in northern Washington. Just name your book so it's iconic and people will not forget it. The biggest mistake I see is people buy domains like Carol's, store, or John's store. Don't do that. Just please do something that rocks the boat. I did something and I put it onto plastic. I put it onto filament out there because the 3D guys and gals are all geeks. They're an unusual. They're not anymore. Everybody, it's going mainstream because you can get a 3D printer for $200 or $100. And now I've got people making 30K a month, 2 million a year, just starting out first year. And it goes on and on because they always call me. All these people call me and they have these little print farms and they get, 5 or 10 printers and they're printing and blah, blah, blah. And they're doing this. But what you need to do is you need to name it really cool. And I found one of the companies that made $2 million a year. This was last year. They didn't have a good domain. Sure enough, I went in there and I thought, this is what you do. I'm going to go get the domain name. I'm going to sell it back to them. I did it. They wanted the domain. I sold it to them. I didn't charge them a lot. I charged them like $500, but they wanted it and it was worth it. So, I did that because, they needed to understand, guys, you're not playing here. You're not playing by the right game. One of the names that I used was for the plastic is Purple Haze. I used this years ago and I thought, oh man, people are going to think I'm a drug-induced loony bin by naming some 3D filament plastic for 3D printers Purple Haze. The story gets better. As I put that on there, a month after we had that name on there, and even my wife and my family and some of the people that knew that I named this thing, they thought, oh my God, what are you doing, you nut? Number one seller for the company, two companies that are using this name now. Number one sellers by far. It sells 2 to 3 to 1. If it sells 100 pieces for that week, 50 of the pieces are the Purple Haze and the other ones are all the other colors. So the names work. And the reason I like Purple Haze, it goes way back 40, 50 years. And I don't care what it meant. It has a brand to it already. And I can use that brand. And I put it on something that doesn't relate to music or drugs or whatever. And it worked. And that company made $168,000 in the first 6 months. And I was part of that. I got in there and I made my money in the system too and did all that stuff because I brought the marketing tool to them. So as we market and as we do things, please, you guys really need to get smart with what you're doing. Okay, let me see. Someone's asking a question. What is the trick to know the business is in need of help? And what angle is best to approach him? Kashiki, great question. All the way from Norway. The Northern Lights are probably outside blazing right this second. We have one of our favorite team members here, Kashiki from Norway. Great question. What is the trick to know the business is in need of help? Okay, the trick is there is no trick because every business needs it. The trick is, though, to make sure that the business is profitable, or at least in business, and the owners aren't struggling and they're not, because they'll say no. People say no because they don't have enough money to say yes. That's where that's the trick. If someone says no, say thank you, because then you can go to the next business. Say thank you, man, I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to go to the next business. So what you need to do is you go to a business and you start out like I did with this one company. You saw their name and you saw their logo and you thought, oh my God, this is horrible. What are you guys doing? Can I help you out? So one of the biggest tricks is, and I've said this before, and how I did the $2,700 book, this is exactly kind of what I did, is I found out who the owners were. I looked at their previous website. I gave them a demo of a book with their pictures on the front with their team members, because the eagle flies. If the owners can show their employees, it's almost a done deal. If you do that on a presentation, they're gonna say yes. I mean, pretty much it's game over, depending on what you're charging them. And then you get into it and you just say, you get into it and you show them what their company can do, and you really do the grandos, different stuff. You get them a YouTube channel, which doesn't take much. And I'm gonna go through a training on that and show you guys how to set that up. You're gonna get them a Gmail account with a Google Drive. All it's free, all easy. So we're going to do a lot of free stuff for them, but you're going to set them up. You're going to have 4 or 5 steps. You're going to set them up. Doesn't take you much time. In an hour, you can get a lot of this stuff set up. And then if they don't have a website, if they do have a website, that's fine. Just say you're going to do presentations for them, or you're going to do some videos on YouTube. And I'm going to show you some tricks where to host. You don't always have to host on YouTube. You can host in other areas. Like if you're doing a member site and you don't want to host it on YouTube, because if you're doing a member site and someone's paying you monthly or whatever, you can't host it on YouTube because everybody would see your videos. And if you're charging for a service or whatever, something like that, there's other places you can host for cheap. You can host, 240 gigabytes of video, which is huge. So there's a lot of different things you guys can do. And this is where we need to go with Sqribble. You guys should be able to pop these books out every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. If I had time, I would say, okay, on this day, what's the date today? Okay, the 29th. Okay, I would say, let's just say it's the 1st. On the 14th, I'm going to come out with a new presentation. On the 28th, I'm going to come out with another one. You guys, if you get into it, a structure and a calendar, you can do this. You can literally, easily, every 2 weeks, are you kidding? You could do this. So if you want to target businesses and stuff, the businesses that I targeted, I didn't know these people. I did not know them. They were people that I had seen. I kind of located them. I made a few calls. I didn't have to go in. Like China, I couldn't go there. Some of these other companies, I've never met the people. Like the one I just did, the $3,400, which I'm doing now. I've never met him personally, but I've talked to him on the phone now a couple times. And this is what I'm doing. I gradually get in there. I help them with their domains. I help them with their structure, their images for their logo, things like that. Now they have faith. Now they trust me. You try to do something for them if you can that doesn't cost them anything, but it helps them out. But you let them know, I'm going to be in there to help you out and do some videos and other things. And they're more apt to say no when you become a little more personal with them. So this is a lot of the stuff that I have done. Okay, cool. And Therese, this is cool. One of our members just said this is what she does. She makes up websites, makes up a page or two, and then sell the redesign. Beautiful. See, that's smart. Okay, does a more specific name with details sell more ebooks? Great question, Beth. Does a more specific name, once again, does a more specific name with details sell more books? No, it does not. It is, if you can do an audio or even a video with your book and you're vivid, say you're playing a deal. Let's get an a deal mask on. And let's say we're selling apples and oranges. I don't care if the apples are rotten and the oranges are, sour. If you're a deal and you're doing the presentation, you're going to sell every single apple and orange. So truly, it's the image that's there. And a deal would surely take that apple and that orange and tell you why it's better than any apple or orange in the world. And you would believe him because he's so vivid and he's such a damn character. So Beth, it's a great question. You do want to get specific. I'm not going to say no to that, but don't overdo it. Images, lots of pictures, and larger content next to the pictures work well. Don't do real, small font and you've got to read and read and read. Do bigger font and do a lot of pictures. Show the company, show the employees, and say, wow, this piece of this or this company is so amazing. You don't have to really go deep. Just do, for me, images sell. Images outsell the content, really, for me. They truly do. Now, you want to get in there and just put bullet points. Bam. This is why this product is, works so well. Like one of the companies I'm doing right now, they do insulation for huge warehouses. Imagine that. How did I even land these people? I don't even know. But sure enough, it's not a real science project. It's just saying, okay, their product keeps the heat out, keeps everything cool. And then you do a cool image, and then you make an image with wavy lines showing the heat dispersing, and just do some creative stuff. So basically, for me, it's the wow factor, and then you can put an audio to it. Even if it's a video with just music, they love that, and you can throw that on YouTube instantly and just put the heading on there, like insulation gods or whatever you want to call, and then do a video and keep doing them and doing them. And believe me, I've done a lot of those. And I just get in, I get out, the client's happy. The clients can't do this. So one of my main things I would do from this, build a PDF from Sqribble or Presenter, whatever you're doing, and then make a video out of it, which you can. You can put a PDF and make a video easily with the PDF. And we'll show you more of that. I had one of the trainings where I did that. I actually used Snagit. I did the video. It's easy. You just go around the PDF. you put the arrows outside of the window that you're doing the video on, and as the video's sitting there, you can click to the right of it and it won't be in the video. And it was like one of the first flip books before Presenter ever came out. We had one of these flip books made, and it worked out well in Sqribble. It worked out really well. So be creative. You can do so much with so very little. If you guys aren't making cash, then we need to fix that. We truly need to help you fix that. And there in these trainings, we've collaborated on a book. Why can't we do more with collaboration with teams? And you should be doing things like in ClickBank and JVZoo and some of the other affiliate marketing sites out there, because those are raw money sites. They truly do work. But you have to have something that's solid. Let's not have something like the software I just bought. The guy made $5-6 million bucks. I saw that. And I'm blown away after using the software. I thought, out of 99 people, I think I'm the only one trying to really use it because it's so damn complicated. But everybody bought it, and it's sitting on their desktop, and everybody's looking at it like, ooh, this is cool software, but no one uses it. I mean, if I'm having problems and I'm a programmer, and I'm trying to save stuff and I'm trying to do stuff, and the navigation sucked. And what I mean, when you do your presentations and you're doing your books here, navigate. You're going to go back 2 or 3 times. And when you're doing a course or you're doing a how-to book, try to keep your course 1 and course 2 looking alike. Change the verbiage, like how to sew. And then the next one is how to crochet. Have different colors, but the same fonts. And just change the pages to look color difference, but the same verbiage and the same wording, so you can cookie cutter your structures as you're doing your courses. And guess what? You're going to get better and better, and you're going to reuse what look, all these books that right here, guys, I reused them. Cha-ching, 2,700 bucks. I just reused it, changed out the content in it, kept everything the same, just changed the verbiage and changed the pictures, but kept everything pretty much the same. And, I was lazy, but it worked. And I just made more money. And that's what you can do. So if you can make, you're going to make a couple books first, and then you're going to do a couple presentations, whatever you're doing, just let's get a little wild with it. If you guys are just using like Sqribble, God bless you. But there is some other tools you need to make Sqribble better. There is. Just like Presenter, there is a few other tools you need to make it better. Nothing has everything, but you guys can do things that go on beyond wild. A lot of times I'll build something and I'll extract it. Then I come to realize, damn, it doesn't do what I want it to. So I have to find another tool to make it so I can make it do exactly what I need to do. Now, you guys are probably thinking, oh, God, Kevin's a programmer. He can do it, but I can't. You guys can do anything, especially with some of the trainings that we're going to be showing you and going forward with. We'll do step by step and show you guys this stuff. We have a lot of videos on the Sqribble YouTube channel, so you guys need to go there and look at it. Just the number one thing I want to give to you guys tonight is get your mojo. And just what I said, I looked at videos 3 months ago, and I looked at myself and I heard the audio and I thought, man, that guy is good. And then I did some videos and the audios this past week, and I said, man, this guy sucks. And so, it taught me that we all can have a different sense for that day. We can all have a different, we could be a different person from one day to the next. We all can. We can be up, we can be down, we can be, just boring. And that's what I found with one of my trainings. And guess what? Since then, this is what you want to do too. And this is what I noticed. Talk a little faster, but know what you're talking about. When you start talking slow, that's when you're really kind of confused and you're thinking of 20 other things as you're trying to build a site or a presentation. Wipe it all out. But even if you're not fluent with your speech like me, at least speak a little quicker, because it'll give you more power. And as you stop at something, quickly turn around and focus on something else. Just keep talking, but keep knowing that you're in charge and you're leading the way with whatever you're doing online. Just make sure you're focused on what focused on the output so people can hear you and they like it. I don't know if people like what I'm saying, this and that. Do I care? Of course I do. But that's not my focus when I'm talking and I'm presenting. It's because I dug into these systems. I know these systems like Sqribble and Presenter. I know them like the back of my hand. I know Wix like the back of my hand. Snagit, Camtasia. The only reason I know these is because I've made so many mistakes trying to make them work throughout the years that now I know them. And now I can talk the talk and I can go through it and I can do it. But guess what? I make money. I make money because I'll turn on the TV once in a great while, but a lot of times I'll never ever turn it on. And I'll spend a week, 2 weeks working because I know once I build something, like some of these different things that I'm doing, it's going to keep paying me. Adil has said this over and over, and I've said this over and over. I built software where I was paid years on the software or the course or this and that. And it's a lot of that is from the past. And now I'm coming back and doing other things like that with the software that we have in front of us. So you guys really need to focus on that. If you guys have any questions, Sqribble Book Team at gmail.com, send it to us. One of our people will get to you. If you guys have a specific question on how to get started or what you need to do, or you're so close, but you can't get around the corner, drop us a note. And one of us personally will get back to you and say, do this one thing, and you'll start turning it around. It's all about being focused on the power within you. And that sounds crazy. Yeah, the power within me. It is. It truly is. I mean, you either got it or you don't. And most of us don't when we first start out because we don't know what we're doing. But the only way you're going to know what you're doing is to get in there and start. Like I'll do videos and audios and I'll hit the button and it counts down 3, 2, 1. And then I'll start talking. I'll do all that and I'll go about 10 seconds and then I have to cancel it. And then I'll do it again. I'll go 20 seconds, cancel it, 30 seconds, cancel it. Finally, after 10 tries, I get it. And that's what you need to do. Just buckle up and just keep going. And sure enough, if you're smart with some of the software that you're doing stuff with, pause. When you say something, or you're doing a presentation and you're going, stop, give yourself a second or two, and then start talking again. And the reason is you can take a lot of your videos and audios and you can splice them. If you pause for a second or two, you can take that piece and put it into another piece. And you guys are saying, oh, how can I do that? Well, it's easy. It's so easy. It's drop and drag. All the new stuff nowadays is drop and drag, where you can take video clips and just take this piece and that piece, and it goes together well. Now all you got to do is put it onto a picture. You know, you can put it onto it. Like when you go to Sqribble, you can build the most beautiful images and pictures and presentations and write the copy. And then you could put a video behind it or an audio or whatever, or a whole presentation. And then you guys are on fire and then you guys are selling stuff. And this is what I've done through the years. It's a lot of trial and error, but as you get more books done and you get more presentations done, you start stealing stuff from other books and stuff. Just recently, I did one and I made some mistakes because I didn't know it couldn't do this and couldn't do that. Now I fixed it and I'm using a few other tools to help me out and get it going. But God, it just comes out beautiful after you work on it for about a week. If you're really doing a presentation and a course that you want to last years and years and get paid on it, spend some time. And I'm going to show you some really cool tricks where you guys look like you're $100,000 programmer, truly. And someone just said here, I need to look at Teachingly. Get your mojo going. Is that really what it's called? I know about Teachingly, but I haven't got it yet. It says it could contain all this wonderful information you are given us, step-by-step training with homework weekly to get us moving and completing step every week. We would buy that. Would you buy that? No, I know. And I'm going to. I am building a presentation for the world to see. The only problem is I can't solicit to you guys. I wish there was a way, but I can't. I mean, Adil owns this data. I'm just the trainer. But I'm working on things like that. I know a lot about tools because I've been around for so many years. And a lot of the tools that I have, I'm going to be able to show people how to use them and utilize them and be one of the most, you guys, if we have 20 people in a collaboration software, I can take every single one of you and make you powerful. I tell you, I'm not going to say I guarantee it because I can't say that, but make you powerful, because all you got to do is follow along. And if somebody's there to help you out to make sure things are going good, you guys are going to do very, very well. It's all about your presentation, and it's all about talking to the companies. And I'm going to be showing you guys that. Like I said, I just made a deal today. Oh, that's kind of funny. A deal. I never thought of that. A deal? Boy, maybe that's where his parents named him, a deal. Anyway, I did make a deal today, and it's going to pay me, like I said, probably 3 to 5K. And so it's going very good. But thank you, Yvonne. I do appreciate that. I'll check more into getting my mojo going. I will certainly do that. And because there is so much, if I can stair step it and give you the 10 steps, and you guys probably got most of the steps already, if you use Sqribble and Presenter, I'm going to throw Presenter in there because Presenter is unstoppable to me. And I'm going to just be honest. Sqribble, I love it, love it, love it. But Presenter is like, oh my God. That is like Thor from the thunder clouds shooting it down on me. I mean, I can do way more now than I ever have done before by using my other tools and Sqribble and Presenter. Now I'm really going to town with a lot of the stuff. It makes me look good. In the past, none of my stuff looked as great as, unless you hired designers and professionals. Nobody can afford that. But now with Sqribble and Presenter, look out. My stuff's better than anybody's. No, I'm kidding, but I'm not. You have to be confident with that. And I appreciate that. Thank you. And as we share, that's the collaboration we got to do. So we're going to turn this around. Just remember, I'm probably the 7th best trainer in the world, but the first 6 come from Adil's team. I'm just saying, because they know the system. Adil knows his system very, very well. I've seen his trainings, and of course he has to. I mean, that's his job. But he has really blown it up here by what he has done with Sqribble and Presenter. So I'm very happy. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to think about what you need done, where you're going. If you want to send it to sqribblebookteam@gmail.com, what your plan is and what you're looking at. You don't have to tell us what niche. Just say, I'm trying to do this, and we'll never take your niche, ever, ever, ever. And if you email us, no one else will. And believe me, no one else can just take what you have and make something of it, because people don't, they do what they do, but they won't do somebody else's stuff. So, but if you need anything, let us know, and you're going to get some free help from some of us that will respond back to you and help you out. So it's worth your weight in gold to kind of, ask away, because it won't always last forever. Yes, you do. And people are saying you just have to take it one step at a time. Yes, ask a deal. Yes, and I think so. I think Presenter, and people were asking about Presenter and Sqribble here. Presenter is really, it's just a different animal than Sqribble. Sqribble is a beautiful creator for PDFs and how-to manuals and things like that. Presenter just has more tools than Sqribble. I have to say that, and that's true. And do I love them both? Oh yeah, God, I couldn't be without them. So yes, I do. But you guys are going to be seeing a lot more from me. Just remember a lot of things. If you're going to get a domain, choose wisely. Choose wisely. Don't just pick something that's long and convoluted, and choose something that will rock people's mind, like, wow, I love it. And images. Remember, for me, images overpower the content. I know that may sound crazy, but it's true in many ways, because we're in a world where people, but if you got great content, oh God, please shoot it out there. It's great. Okay, with all that, you guys, I am going to end this evening, but I really want you guys to choose a good template, and I want you to put a good heading, like something like how I made 2,700 within days. If you want people to purchase your book or come to your book and read it, or your presentation, have something, a bullet point here, a hook. Have a hook that hooks them, and they can't get the hook out of their body. They have to take it. So please just do something like that as you're building your presentations. And like I said, go to the YouTube channel for Sqribble. We have a lot of videos out there on the trainings and different things that we've done. We'll be doing a lot more trainings going forward, but I know I need to get into a lot more detail. So, Everybody, I want you guys to have guys and gals, all have a great week, and we will speak with you next Tuesday. Everybody, take care.